What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me. Is Blackrock accumulating XRP? A massive update on the lawsuit. And then I want to leave you with a clip at the end where Swift talks about Ripple as a competitor and why Swift has not acquired Ripple already. But first, let me play you a minute of this clip.
A prominent director and analyst of Blackrock, one of the largest and richest investment firms to exist, has publicly come out and confirmed $49.32 per XRP by December 31st of 2023 at the latest. This comes at a crucial time where multiple leaked reports have unveiled the fact that both Blackrock and JP Morgan have been working together to accumulate XRP quietly without really getting the public's attention. In fact, in the leak report, which appeared to have come from an anonymous insider within JP Morgan, revealed that the banking giants have quietly accumulated more than 7.5% of their total wealth in XRP. This is a significant revelation as it showcases JP Morgan's and BlackRock's confidence in the potential of XRP as a long-term investment. It's also worth...
So this is just speculation, and it leads with $49 XRP by December 31st. I wouldn't stand by that one. But if you think about what BlackRock and these big hedge funds are doing with Bitcoin and Ethereum, why would they not be bullish and be accumulating XRP, a token like Ethereum that actually has product market fit? Bitcoin, it had the first mover advantage. It's like the Napster of the internet. Where's Napster today? Who's using Napster today? No one, right? You're using iTunes, Spotify. I believe in the future that's the role Bitcoin will have. It was the first cryptocurrency, took the world by storm, but Bitcoin's white paper says it's supposed to be peer-to-peer money. Is that what it is today? No, it's digital gold. And maybe the digital gold narrative is strong enough to persevere the test of time, but something like XRP that actually solves a business problem, that's what I'm going to be betting on. This came out yesterday, okay? Breaking news, the SEC drops charges against Ripple CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson. SEC had included them as defendants in a security violation case revolving around XRP transactions, and the agency now says it's pursuing the central Ripple case. The takeaways here, Ripple's top leaders are cleared in the SEC's security violations accusations that have been spent years, about 2.5 years, winding their way through federal courts, bringing the overall case closer to an initial conclusion and potentially closer to an appeal. The case is seen as one of the bellwethers in the ongoing dispute between the crypto industry and the SEC in what defines as a security. So there could be more lawsuit developments in the future, but what cannot be overturned, what cannot be appealed, is the fact that XRP is a security. That's set in stone. If you guys need a spot to get XRP or Flare, I recommend Uphold. It's sleek, it's simple, it's secure. It's where I dollar cost average to get my XRP and Flare daily. A link to Uphold in the video description below. Take a listen to this Twitter space of some XRP community members talking about the developments about the lawsuit.
Even after a trial, there's always motions and briefs and appeals. But keep in mind that this case is pretty much over. From a standpoint, like if I was the lawyer on this case, and I'm just letting my associates do all the briefing and the litigating from this point forward, I'm putting this file away. And it might come out 3 or 4 years ago from my file cabinet, but it might not. And even though there's going to be things happening here in the next couple of months, there's going to be briefs and hearings and these things filed. Just always keep in mind that this case, for all intents and purposes, from a realistic standpoint, is over.
So that was XRP community member and attorney Jeremy Hogan saying, from all standpoints, this case is over. Ripple head general counsel Stuart Alderati said, that's 3 consecutive wins for Ripple, including the July 13th decision, ruling that as a matter of law, XRP is not a security. The October 3rd decision denying the SEC's bid for interlocutory appeal, and now this. So Ripple keeps winning, and we love to see that. An interesting article here from CNN Business. What happens when $2 trillion is sucked out of the global economy? XRP provides on-demand liquidity, and we're seeing from the macroeconomic perspective a liquidity crisis. They say, but since inflation hit its highest level in a generation last year, central banks have embarked on the quest, unprecedented in scale, of shrinking their bloated balance sheets by selling securities or letting them mature and disappear from their books. Quantitative tightening, or QT, by central banks will suck $2 trillion in liquidity out of the financial system over the next 2 years. A liquidity drain of that magnitude could amplify strains on the banking system and markets, which are already grappling with a sharp run in interest rates. Something about interest rates here. This article from Cointelegraph, Bitcoin price climbs above 28.6K as Bitcoin awaits very dovish Fed Powell speech. And you could look at this chart here. This is from the CME Group's Fed Watch tool. Market odds of rates remaining at current levels at the next meeting of the Federal Open Markets Committee were nonetheless 88%. All right, so financial analysts from these big tech firms, from these big banks, whether it's Wells Fargo, Citi, JP Morgan, 88% of them are betting on rates staying stable. And this guy speaking on CNBC's Squawk Box segment, economist Mohammed El-Erain, suggested that if rates don't rise again, if they stay stable, this is a more advantageous outcome for risk assets like crypto. So assuming in the next FOMC meeting, if there are no rate hikes, and the smartest people in finance right now, they usually get this right, are betting on rates staying stable, that's good for risk on assets like cryptocurrency. Take a listen to this clip here from 24 Hours Crypto. This is CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon.
I could care less what Bitcoin trades for, how it trades, why it trades, who trades it. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. Who cares about Bitcoin? So there is a use case for Bitcoin if you're a criminal.
True that you're building out a cryptocurrency capability? No. I mean, we're looking at...
Does that seem like an honest answer? This is Larry Fink, CEO of Blackrock, the biggest hedge fund in the world. He's asked, are you building out a cryptocurrency capability? Sounds like a lie to me. And JP Morgan CEO, Jamie Dimon, this is the guy that lies to you about how Bitcoin is trash. And the same weekend, when he absolutely eviscerates Bitcoin, it's revealed that JP Morgan makes their biggest purchase in history. So this goes to show the people at the top, they want to benefit from this new asset class, and they don't want regular people to benefit from it. If you guys made it this far in the video, comment blockchain in the comment section below. When you watch the full video, it really supports the channel, so thank you in advance. And hit that like button if you enjoy the content. It really supports the channel, and it's free. I want to leave you with this clip here, talking about Swift and Ripple and a possible acquisition. It's very interesting. Take a listen.
And we'd spent all morning discussing this and that and regulations and technology and cloud and all of the things that are affecting people. And someone at the back stood up and said, this doesn't matter at all because you're all going to be put out of business by Ripple. And I'd never heard of Ripple at the time. And I thought, and they said, Swift is going to be put out of business by Ripple. And I thought, that's quite handy. I'll phone up Swift and see what they think. That'll make a good story for the paper. And Swift said, actually, we're taking this really seriously. We think it could affect us in lots of ways. And they were publishing white papers. They still are publishing white papers. That's as far as they've got. The two there. You've got the Swift have now brought out this global payment initiative, where they brought settlement times for cross-border payments down to next day funds availability, which is one step towards an immediate payment type architecture, and good enough for now probably. But they've also, on the top of that, they've got a project still at the proof of concept stage where they're using blockchain to do Nostro reconciliation between accounts. And that's quite promising. It's almost like your side chain idea. They're doing this separately because they get the speed of reconciliation and settlement without having the scalability problems. And it's slightly sharding because it's end of day settlement. So there we go. So yeah, there are moves to sort of bring these things together. But this is why in some areas I think it's going to take far longer, and probably why Swift hasn't bought Ripple yet.
Can I make one comment? Oh, please, yeah. And if there's another question, if you could.
It's actually really interesting what you just mentioned, David, because initially, if you go back maybe a year and a half, Swift was really blockchain, never going to work. It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. Looking for all the worst information, and vice versa. Now they've completely switched. They're actually starting to look at their technology themselves with GPII, with a number of other initiatives to say, actually, maybe here we do have something that we can use. So going back to your question, I think as all of these individual networks start seeing that the technology is moving on, it's getting better, it's faster to process, and we're starting to look at the latency, they're starting to think, actually, there might be real applications that we can use in our business in the future.